This is CBC Here and Now.
Good evening from Happy Valley Goose Bay. Day 3 of the Labrador Winter Games. Lots on the go here in the Big Land. I'll have all those details coming up in a little bit. But first, let's head back to the studio with today's top news.
All right, Ashley, I'm Anthony Germain.
And I'm Carolyn Stokes.
Right to our top story. A principal at a K-7 school has been arrested. His students allegedly victims of assault.
And now, before Robin McGraw has even appeared in court, the teachers union and school board are at odds about his punishment. Here now's Ryan Cook has that story.
Since the end of the last school year, everybody here at Admiral's Academy in Conception Bay South has been wondering what happened to their principal. Robin McGraw was quietly removed from the school and from his job after complaints were raised and the RNC began investigating. Now that was in June, and we're now learning McGraw was arrested 1 month ago.
Here and Now obtained a copy of this email circulated internally by the Newfoundland and Labrador English School District. It reads, "District has been advised that the Royal Newfoundland Constabulary has arrested and charged the school principal with 4 counts of assault and 1 charge of uttering threats, all of which are against students at the school." We spoke to a parent of one of the children allegedly assaulted. The child was 5 years old at the time. The parent was told something physical happened, but they don't believe their child was hit. We also obtained an email from the teachers union, which alludes to a lack of resources somehow being a factor. When reached for comment, NLTA boss Dean Ingram had this to say.
Teachers who interact with students have to have the resource to allow them to effectively and appropriately interact with students. When there's a lack of resources provided for teachers to do exactly that, it makes it very difficult, and they sometimes find themselves in very compromising situations.
I pressed Ingram on what he meant by compromising situations and if this was one of those situations. He said he couldn't comment on the specifics of this case, but added that teachers sometimes have to make certain interventions. Now, the charges against McGraw are still pending. They likely won't be officially sworn until he makes his first court appearance, which could be next Tuesday. Ryan Cook, CBC News, Kelligrews.
Well, here's a surprising statistic. More than 1/3 of teenagers in this province have tried vaping. That figure has prompted Health Canada to visit schools here to educate students on the health risks associated with smoking. Students were given the chance to walk through a maze to uncover the hidden dangers of vaping. They learned how harmful the chemicals are on the body and how addictive the activity can be. Health Canada says vaping nicotine can also alter teen brain development. Jacob Baker is a grade 12 student who says about 75% of his peers are vaping.
I think people are going to laugh, but they're also going to be a little bit more cautious of what they're doing now because this shows them how bad it is and what goes into your body when you vape. A lot of people just think it's cool and it's the thing to do because everyone does it, I think, and I don't know, people just think it makes them cool, I guess.
Well, this picture has landed a 19-year-old in a huge heap of trouble. The teen from Terra Nova snapped the photo and shared it on the popular Facebook page Cape Shore Memes, which specializes in Newfoundland humor. When the RCMP were tipped off about it, the Mounties figured it out and they got their man and they charged him. He has since been convicted for having open alcohol in a vehicle, and he was also fined for using a cell phone while driving.
Well, hundreds of fishermen and plant workers rallied in St. John's today. The FFAW Unifor members met at the Delta Hotel, then marched across town to the office of the Federal Minister for Newfoundland and Labrador, Seamus O'Regan. They say the Federal Fisheries Department is ignoring their concerns, and they want that to change. Here now's Mark Quinn reports.
Ready to fight?
While FFAW President Keith Sullivan whipped up the troops, DFO closed its headquarters and sent people who work there home for the day. For at least one FFAW leader, it illustrated the problem the union is facing.
Their government property and assets are more important than the 250 fishing communities in Newfoundland. And that's in black and white on the site. That's how we're going to fight.
More than 600 marched to the Bain Johnston building, where Newfoundland and Labrador's federal cabinet member Seamus O'Regan has an office.
We'd like for the Minister to start listening to fishermen instead of just listening to a scientist. We want to be informed, and we want to be involved in the fishery of the future and today.
Are you ready to fight?
Many want a commercial cod fishery and many want a seal cull, and they're deeply worried that more crab quota cuts are coming.
We've been taking cuts every year. We've lost 66% of our crab as a full-time crab fisherman in 3K. And I don't think it's necessary, but no one is sitting down and talking to us. DFOs making their own decisions in their own offices.
Now they're looking to cut our crab stocks 50% in Conception Bay. That'll leave me with 6,000 pounds, and I have a 39-foot 11, and I run 4 crew of men. So how can I pay 4 crew of men and run a boat with 6,000 pounds? No way possible.
Speaking with CBC earlier today, Federal Fisheries Minister Jonathan Wilkinson says he trusts DFO's science, which he says does include information that's gathered from fishermen. That response is unlikely to satisfy people here. Mark Quinn, CBC News, St. John's.
Do you really need a single-use plastic bag for nails and screws? We'll check out a hardware store that's stocking its shelves with old jam jars.
A clash over trash is heating up on the Avalon Peninsula. The head of the Eastern Regional Service Board has resigned, saying he's too frustrated with the provincial government to continue. The board is responsible for garbage collection at cabins and seasonal properties in rural areas. Well, late last month, the province instructed the board to change the way it collects fees, $180 a year per cabin, allowing people with properties on unserviced roads to opt in or out. The former chair says that plan would throw the system into chaos.
15 to 20 jobs in generally out in rural Newfoundland, and without any consultation, the environment is being hurt, and in fact, we've basically taken the position that if you seem to know so much about this, why are we here?
Right.
So I basically said enough.
Well, this story has a lot of people talking, especially people who have cabins in rural areas. Some of those cabins worth more than $500,000, mind you. Well, coming up in about 25 minutes, we'll take an in-depth look at who's saying what in this great garbage debate.
Well, time is ticking on the Atlantic Accord. The provincial and federal governments have committed to doing a review by March 31st.
But will they actually be able to stick to that timeline? Well, here now as Katie Breen joins us to talk about this issue. Katie.
Well, if government is going to get it done, it only has 11 days to pull it off. Ball, of course, isn't spilling any details around the negotiations, saying only that he's focused on joint management and making sure Newfoundland and Labrador remains the primary beneficiary of oil off our coast. The Premier says officials from here and from Ottawa are in constant contact and that he has no reason to believe a deal won't be reached by the end of the month. But the Tories are skeptical.
That may not be happening now because guess what? The federal Liberals have much bigger problems that are taking their attention away from the Atlantic Accord review.
We are having good discussions. We're still at the table, which is important. And right now, there's no one pushing their chairs back from the table and running away and threatening, anyone. We're still having meaningful discussions, and we will do our part, making sure that we get the best deal for Newfoundlanders and Labradorians.
The March 31st deadline is baked into the Atlantic Accord, but there are no penalties if it's not reached. Ball says he does want to have the deal done before government comes out with a provincial budget, and that means a time crunch because government says its budget is coming down in April.
All right, things are going to get busy as we head into a federal budget yesterday, provincial one coming.
It's all coming down the line.
All right, Katie, thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Katie.
Well, a judge has given the green light to a court-appointed receivership for the Terra Nova Golf Resort. That could speed up the sale of the resort, and work is already underway to sell off its assets. They include a hotel, a resort, a building, and condos, along with equipment to run the golf course. The deadline for offers is April 8th. The resort owes around $8 million to creditors.
Premier Dwight Ball says he wants to get rid of single-use plastic bags and he's looking forward to introducing new legislation. Ball today defended the latest round of consultations on plastic bags, even though the Liberals first raised the idea almost 3 years ago. The Premier says the government is getting a lot of good feedback and he thinks people are ready to make the change.
I remember back a few years ago as a retailer, when we took single plastic bags out of one of our retail outlets. And within 3 months, we needed to put them back in because consumers, weren't ready. I think they're ready now. M&L has been very loud and clear on this. But keep in mind, if you're M&L, any municipality in Newfoundland and Labrador, you can do this right now. You do not need the legislation in place by the government of Newfoundland and Labrador. Any municipality can do this right now within their own council chambers.
And in the battle against plastic bags, some businesses are discovering a new weapon: old jam jars. A local hardware store is stocking its shelves with all kinds of used jars and collecting them from customers. It's part of a push to reduce our reliance on single-use packaging, and it's catching on. Here now, Zach Gowdy has that story.
In just about every garage or shed, you'll find old jars filled with nails and screws. Now you'll find the same thing at Home Hardware in manuals.
People have been ecstatic about it. They said finally something like this.
Store manager Zach Thorpe is passionate about cutting down on plastic bags. One day he realized that a better option was all around us.
We encourage everybody to bring them in, right? Because everybody comes across glass jars on their day-to-day life. So we said instead of throwing them out, if the staff brings them in, customers want to bring them in, then whoever, because during the summer they go out as fast as they come in.
In this province, glass isn't accepted in curbside recycling programs, so customers can get rid of their jars and the store can offer a cost-free alternative to plastic bags. Win-win.
It's such a simple solution. And it just gets people talking about it, right? That's what I find is the best part, is people realize that the options are out there and that they should be able to expect it wherever they go, to not have to use plastic.
There's another store where people buy small, loose items that's also trying to put a lid on single-use packaging. Bulk Barn has a program that encourages customers to bring their own jars or containers. Just have them weighed first so the weight of the jar doesn't get tacked on to your bill.
Everything has been positive. Everyone is super pumped. We have customers that aren't maybe aware of the program and they're in line behind people who are doing the program, and they're very interested in it. They're asking questions. They're coming in. They're, next time they come in, they're like, hey, I brought my jar, I brought my cloth bag.
Since last year, Bulk Barn has seen a 50% increase in customers choosing containers over plastic bags.
Oh, it's been awesome. I don't have to try to figure out what to do with all those extra bags that keep cluttering up and underneath the cupboard.
It's so simple, it seems like child's play, but it's part of a very adult conversation about who needs to make changes.
It's the retailers and the manufacturers' responsibility to reduce plastic. It's not really the customers, even though that's the society we live in now, where we expect the customers to make all the right choices.
Now, those choices are a little clearer. Zach Gowdy, CBC News, Manuals.
All right, let's head to Happy Valley Goose Bay now and talk about the week of exciting sports competition that's happening.
As you probably know by now, the Labrador Winter Games, they are in full swing.
Yes, and joining us now is Jacob Barker, who has been taking in ball hockey today. Jacob.
Yes, and the energy here at the arena has been going steadily up since this morning when I first arrived here. But in the morning, I can tell you Wrigglet was already full of energy. That's because in that small community, ball hockey is a very big deal. They don't have an ice hockey rink. So for a lot of coastal communities, this event is one of the biggest. I talked to Eldred Allen about that.
Yes, it's a big sport all along the coast because most communities on the coast don't have ice rinks. So ball hockey, everybody's got a gym, so everybody plays ball hockey.
So there's no ice rink up in Wrigglet?
No ice rink in Wrigglet, no.
Okay. So you come here and you feel like you have to take the skills and represent, hey?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we got a lot of fans up in the stands. A lot of people travel up from Wrigglet on snowmobile, and so we've always got a lot of support here from our community.
So I can tell you that Wrigglet right now, they are going to be on the floor, and whatever happens now, it decides whether or not they're going to go through to the final. But I did want to tell you about one other story that I found today, one that you might not be able to see from sitting in the stands, and that's the team of Williams Harbor. It's not in these games because that community relocated in 2017, so they don't have a team, but their players are still around. I talked to Bill Russell.
There's a big difference, you know. Not many people to choose from Williams Harbor. But there's lots of people to choose from other communities anyway.
Are there players on this team from Williams Harbor?
Yeah, it was me and my sisters, yeah.
What's it like not to have that team in the games this year?
Oh, it seemed kind of funny. We were saying too bad we couldn't put a team in. But,
It's just the rules prevent it, eh?
well, I suppose. I guess I don't know if anyone really checked it out there. But who knows? Never year we'll be able to do it.
You think the community misses it?
Oh yes, everybody still talks about it, you know. There's Williams Harbor. A lot of Williams Harbor people around there, right?
So there are stories just about everywhere you look at these games, and I know, Ashley, you're out looking for stories in a totally different place today. What did you find out?
I spent the day at Birchbrook Nordic Ski Lodge this morning and got to strap on some skis myself. I'll have those details coming up in a little bit, but first I have some swag to give away. I have a Labrador Winter Games 2019 hat, as well as, there's lots of excitement happening here, as well as a nice sweater. So we have that for one lucky viewer, but I'm going to let Carolyn and Anthony take care of those details because I don't know what you guys are planning on. Maybe Twitter?
Yes, we're going to have a little contest, and here's the question.
Wait a second. You take the hat. I'll take the sweater. Nobody needs to know.
Okay, so this is the question. The international airport code for St. John's is YYT. YYZ is Pearson International in Toronto. So this is the question.
What is the international air transport code for the airport in Goose Bay? Goose Bay Airport. Send that to my Twitter account, @AnthonyGermain. @AnthonyGermain, and we'll see who wins the first two answers.
Yeah, we're looking for two winners, and the prizes, as you saw, a hoodie and a hat, especially made for the Labrador Winter Games.
Excellent. Good luck.
Yeah.
is brought to you by the Healthcare Foundation Home Lottery. Bonus deadline is midnight, Friday, April 5th. Order now at hcfhomelottery.ca.
We're this close
to
spring.
Oh,
it's about to be sprung. It will arrive with a natural phenomenon that the world has not seen in 35 years.
That's right. Technically, spring begins with the equinox at 5:58 p.m. So that's 7:28
Newfoundland time. Yeah.
The spring equinox is on the same date as the full moon.
Yes, and according to the Farmer's Almanac, the last time that happened was 1981. And to make it even more special, tonight's moon will also be a super moon, which means it'll be larger in the sky than usual.
All right, special day.
Yeah, look to the skies if you go out for a walk today.
More importantly, spring starts exactly 28 minutes after here and now.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Excellent.
Get the shorts in the cooler ready.
And tomorrow, the first full day of spring, is looking really good. Let's start off with a look at your weather on the way headlines. Yes, so tomorrow is the first full day of spring, as I said, and we're looking at sunny skies and mild temperatures for the east and central. Looking ahead, Friday night, we do have some rain on the way, and then Saturday, we could even reach the double digits. So we'll see. It's a ways off yet, but yeah, that's in the forecast for now. So this is the picture right now in the province. We have a few flurries that are pushing across southeastern Labrador. Pretty clear skies for the island tonight, but those flurries pushing down to the west coast throughout this evening. Overnight lows for St. John's -5, and fairly breezy out there as well. A westerly wind, 30 gusting to 50. And for the west coast, looking at -6 tonight, and similar strength winds, 30 to 50 southwesterly winds there. Very chilly up north in St. Anthony tonight, -16 as the overnight low with some flurries. So as we head into Labrador, the Straits area, St. Anthony area and the Straits, going to be pretty windy there tonight. Gusts up to 80 along the coast. Cartwright looking at -18 as the overnight low, and some light winds for western Labrador, -25 overnight tonight. Going to feel more like -30 with that wind chill. So as we get into tomorrow morning, things clear off very nicely on the island. We do have a little bit of flurry action in Labrador, but we could see temperatures up to 5 degrees tomorrow in St. John's. It won't start that way in the morning. It'll be cool. It'll take a while for it to warm up, but lots of sunny skies. If you're along the coast in those onshore winds, it's going to feel a little bit cooler. Going to stay fairly breezy, 30 to 50 gusts southwesterly winds, so it'll be sunny, pretty warm, and pretty windy as well. So as we head into central, a little bit more cloud cover there. Nice sunny day coming for Harbor Breton, and 1 degree as the high there. Cooler along the west coast, more cloud cover there, and then the chance of flurries as you head up the west coast there. St. Anthony could see some flurries tomorrow, and then some sunshine along the southeastern coast of Labrador, and some flurries for western Labrador tomorrow, getting up to about 1 degree, which isn't too bad considering all the cold weather that's been happening up there. Nain -5 as the high tomorrow, and gusts up to 50 with those westerly winds. So as I mentioned, we are looking at some rain moving in on Friday night into Saturday. I'll get into that a little bit later, but first, let's head back to Labrador. Oh, actually, we're not going to Ashley in Labrador. We will go back to her very shortly.
Doesn't make sense, doesn't make any political sense, doesn't make any financial sense. So at the end of the day, this is nothing but political expediency.
A fight over garbage collection at rural properties ramps up. Why the head of the board responsible quit, and what cabin owners think about that. Welcome back to Here Now to Politics Now. The provincial government says it put no pressure on the chair of the Eastern Regional Service Board to step down. Ed Grant says he's quitting in frustration because the government has caved in to demands from cabin owners, certain cabin owners, because an election is coming. Grant says the government has backtracked on its own environmental policy by ordering the board to remove 7,500 rural properties from waste collection services. In a letter 2 weeks ago, Environment Minister Graham Leto directed Grant to make changes so that waste and collection services and respective fees will no longer be mandatory for any individuals who own a secondary residence on any road not serviced by a level of government. We're going to talk waste management and politics now. So, Mr. Grant, why are you resigning?
Frustration, lack of government support. The final decisions, or the latest decisions of government, are going to cost people their jobs. There was no consultation. The policies they've now asked us to put in place are not practical. They're going to shift the cost burden not to the people that we pick up garbage from, but to the municipalities like Mount Pearl, St. John's, and all the other municipalities and the people we don't use.
All right, so Graham Leto, the minister responsible for the environment and municipalities, has ordered you to do something. What does Mr. Leto want you to do? Okay,
there's a history to it, but the latest instruction is that we make the service non-mandatory. Service in on-serviced roads, anywhere that the government is not plowing the roads or doing the roads, they're saying that people can opt in or out of the service. We can't operate on a basis of them opting out because the costs don't change. To make it even more problematic, they've said don't increase the fees to those that stay. We are opting out. That service means, and there's an awful lot of people who are in these areas, who live there, who still want the service, will now be forced to go find alternate arrangements.
Well, doesn't that put people in cabins in a position where if they have no service, are they just going to dump?
The reason we went in originally was environment. So the environment is going to be impacted. The ability to provide other services is going to be impacted. We provided fire service support, that's gone. 15 to 20 jobs in generally out in rural Newfoundland, and without any consultation, the environment is being hurt, and in fact, we've basically taken the position that if you seem to know so much about this, why are we here?
Right.
So I basically said enough.
Okay, in your estimation, as you know, an election is looming. In your sense, is this pandering to cabin owners?
Absolutely. This is nothing but political expediency. When you think about it, we're going to do what they want. In fact, they claim that this was their suggestion, and because we don't want to affect the election for other people, we're going to make you not increase the fee. Doesn't make sense, doesn't make any political sense, doesn't make any financial sense. With this government, and particularly with this minister, you should never confuse ineptitude with strategic planning. There is none. This is a politically expedient decision, pandering to what they believe to be a group, and at the expense of all of us. Everybody's going to pay more, but that's not the issue in the short term. They're looking at an election. People may not want the service, but the reality is we're talking about $180. If you go anywhere across this country,
All right, so that's the view from the waste management side of things. And as you can imagine, the government's decision, though, is good news to some cabin owners. Joe Howell heads up a group. They are the Cabin Owners Against the Trash Tax, and he's happy to hear about Grant's resignation.
He was a very difficult person to deal with. It seems like to us was either his way or no way. When we did meet with him several times, he basically said, we'll agree to disagree, but things are going to stay the way they are. And that's why we basically gave up dealing with East Waste Management and focused in with the government. And that's finally after a year dealing with government and promising us changes would be done. A couple of weeks ago, Mr. Leto, the Minister of Environment, he made those official changes, and we're very happy with it. Most cabin owners are intimidated. They're afraid they're going to be taken to court. They're going to be tacked on with a lot of interest if they don't pay the bill, and they could even be sent to credit agencies. And a lot of people, you know, they're very poor people. Everybody got cabins, don't have luxury homes like Mr. Grant says. Like my cabin, I've been trying to do it since, I say, almost 35 years. And I still got work to do on it. You know, it's a place we go to enjoy a few weekends with our families, out in nature, what we call it. So what Mr. Grant is saying is absolutely not true. If cabin owners had a voice, and they only got a voice since Dave started COATT. So I would say 90% of cabin owners are not happy with East Waste Management collection policy.
As Dave Crawford that he's talking about. Now, Environment Minister Graham Leto, he wasn't in the legislature today to face questions about this move, so that job fell to his parliamentary secretary, MHA Derek Bragg.
And have garbage or waste being dumped all over the place. So we're going to have to pick it up. I mean, as the Department of Environment and Municipal Affairs, we have to make sure that our environment is clean. We don't want to go back to what it was years ago when every little nook and cranny was a dump site. So we're going to be on top of that. We'll be watching and making sure those things don't happen, and we'll make sure to keep our environment clean.
Well, I think Mr. Grant is saying that your decision means exactly that people are going to be dumping couches and Chesterfields and stoves in the woods again.
And we'll make every avenue possible to ensure that doesn't happen.
But if you stop garbage collection, it's going to happen.
But we're not stopping garbage collection.
For 7,500.
People will still have the option. There's a waste disposal site in Robin Hood Bay. If I come in here from outside of this area altogether, for argument's sake, my daughter moved in a new house a couple of years ago. I came here in my truck, we cleaned up our garbage, we covered it with a net, and we took it out to the dump site.
Yeah, but you're a good guy.
There's absolutely no reason for people to dump garbage outside the landfill site.
But it
absolutely
happens.
no reason.
But it happens, and you know it happens.
And we will do everything possible to prevent it from happening.
Mr. Grant's accusation is that you're actually buying votes just before an election from 7,500 cabin owners. Why now? Why this timing?
We can't comment on what Mr. Grant would say.
Okay, so then
what that man is saying is completely up to himself. That's his line of thought.
Okay,
but
why now?
Why now for Mr. Grant to
No.
resign?
Why now
It's
make
his
this decision?
It's his full decision.
No, you're playing with words here. I'm asking you, why make an announcement to help cabin owners and lift this $180 fee at this time? Why now?
Well, we're doing a complete provincial strategy, review of the strategy right across this province. So that's a part of that strategy to what it's going to be.
But if you're doing a
If
review...
it's happening right now, it's going to happen throughout the province. This is not the only area of the province where there's cabins in backcountry.
But normally
that's all over Newfoundland and Labrador. There's going to be cabins in this country. We need to find a way to those people, whether in an on-service area or not, that they can get out. There's a place for those people to dispose of their waste.
But you've made a decision before your review is done. You've made an announcement, a policy decision. Normally you wait until after a review, don't you?
Well, we met with all the industry players here. We met with the cabin owners. We met with the Eastern Regional Service Board.
Yeah. So the election has nothing to do with this?
Absolutely not.
All right.
Well, more to come.
Yes, time now to go back to the Labrador Winter Games. Our meteorologist Ashley Brawweiler is taking it all in at Happy Valley Goose Bay.
Nash, I hear you put on some skis today?
Yes, I did. It was a beautiful morning. We saw, some increasing cloud through the day, light winds, and then the winds picked up, which was a little bit hard on some of the athletes this morning because I was at the Birch Brook Nordic Ski Lodge. So take a look at some of the athletes that I talked to today.
Battling hard. My name is Jessica Dawn. I'm competing for Happy Valley Goose Bay in the Labrador Winter Games.
And Jessica did get first place today. So how long have you been competing?
I competed when I was younger. I lived in Ontario and then New Brunswick and competed pretty much all the way until I went to university. Then I took a break and I moved to Labrador, and when I came back here with all the snow, I figured it was a good sport to pick back up, and then I got introduced to Labrador Winter Games, so this is actually my second games. And so kind of from the last one to now, I've been training with a focus on today's event.
Competing is an important part of the Labrador Winter Games, but there's also this sense of community and camaraderie. Do you notice that? Like, what's your favorite thing about the Winter Games so far?
Absolutely, you notice it. It's really nice. Like, I got here today and I was able to chat with the different competitors from all the different communities. We talked about the conditions, provided tips for each other, so it was really nice. So many of our teammates here today cheering me on, and that's really great. There's people that I didn't really know before I got selected, and friendships are forming, so that's really wonderful.
This is my third one. I was here in '89 and 2016 and this year. It's changed a great deal. It's the times are so much faster. There's so much more competition for sure.
What's your favorite thing about the Labrador Winter Games?
Oh, just meeting everybody and cheering everybody on is so exciting. And you can't believe how people are so good at their sports.
There's a lot of great people here. There's a ton of great people in Labrador.
How do you get ready for the games?
Well, we start off usually with a ton of interval training, and my partner yells at me and makes me run up hills and encourages me as much as she can. We set a goal. We both finished second in 2016, and I think the first thing I said was I really want to do better. We had like a 3-year plan, which is kind of funny when you think about it. It's a pretty big accomplishment as far as we're concerned. There's like Rhonda Lawrence in Walbush, phenomenal skier. Alf Parsons, phenomenal skier. Dean Burden, Port Hope Simpson, phenomenal skier. So there's a ton of strong athletes, and yeah, we just really wanted to work towards it.
And as he just mentioned, the athleticism that we saw today was absolutely amazing. And then we keep talking about it, but the spirit of the games is incredible, and you can definitely hear that happening behind me. So I'll certainly have more of that coming up from the arena. But first, I'm going to head back to you guys because I think you have the winner, maybe?
That's right. Thanks, Asha. There, right at the buzzer. Fantastic timing as usual from our meteorologist in Happy Valley Goose Bay. Yeah, we held a contest, if you've been watching tonight, for a hoodie and a hat, especially made for those games by H&F Designs in Forto.
Yeah, and the question was, what is the international transport code for Goose Bay Airport?
And the answer is...
YYR.
There you go. The first people who got that answer on Twitter were in order. We had 2. So Joan Sears was one and Waylon Williams was another. And I was sort of following things on Twitter, and Joan said, because Waylon actually is in Labrador, he can have the sweater, she'll take the hat. So kind of like that nice spirit. And we got some different prizes that Ashley managed to score up there. So stay tuned tomorrow.
Welcome back to Here and Now. Well, as we told you earlier in the show, fishermen and plant workers held a rally in St. John's today. Hundreds of members of the FFAW Unifor met at the Delta Hotel, then marched across town to Seamus O'Regan's office. And O'Regan is the federal minister for Newfoundland and Labrador. The protesters say the federal Fisheries Department is ignoring their concerns, and they want that to change. There were so many impassioned speeches there, including this one from Mary's Harbour Mayor Alton Rumbold.
We got 2 plants in Labrador, one in Cartwright, one in Mary's Harbour. And if the cuts come, what DFO wants to throw at us right now, I don't know what's going to happen to our communities along the coast. We've took many cuts over the years. We tried to stabilise our fishery. And today, there's more on the way. And I know there's some sacrifice arbiters got to make. They got to have a stock out there that they can fish. But as now, they're saying in 2J that we could have a 30% cut this year and a 40% next year. That's 70% be gone. So what will we have to operate in a community? And without the fishery in the coast, Newfoundland and Labrador, especially in our area, that's all we got. And DFO is going to look at our stocks, and we want to do that as arbiters too. But let's do it in a way that we all can benefit at the end of the day. It doesn't only affect the harvesters, the plant workers that we got, the businesses that we got in town. It's not just affected by one, it's affected by all. If we're going to have that kind of cuts, we're losing 70%, we got nothing left anyway. We got people on there now with 10,000 pounds of quota. And they got to go 70 and 80 miles, 60, 70 miles, wherever the handiest they can get it, because no bays to fish out of. So what are you left with? In 2 years, we got 3,000 pounds. 3,000 pounds of crab you got to have from survive on. Not going to happen. Can't happen. So I hope DFO takes a good look at what the people are saying there today and take another look at it. The precautionary report, that ever comes into effect next year, I mean, I think we're all going to be doomed. But if the work is not there, if the fishery is not managed right, and if the work is not there for the fishermen and the plant workers, and we got to get people to move out of our community and go somewhere else, go to work, they're not coming back. There's none to come back for.
There, you're looking rinkside there. It's quite nice. Competition continues. The Labrador Winter Games will come back. We'll take you right back to Happy Valley Goose Bay for the very latest.
By 811 Healthline, medical advice, health information, mental health, and healthy eating. Dial 811. It's free and confidential.
So you mentioned spring starts at the end of the show, technically, but I remember on last night's show you talked about the weekend and where things are headed.
Yeah, some potentially warm temperatures on Saturday. We could get into the double digits in the east. Yes, hopefully we'll see. I'm going to start with a quick recap of tomorrow because it is shaping up to be a lovely day tomorrow, particularly for the east and central with lots of sunshine and could get up to 5 degrees. It's going to be a pretty breezy though, southwesterly wind 30 gusting to 50 and a little bit cooler if you're along the coast, but overall looking like a nice day. A bit more cloud cover on the west coast in the Corner Brook area, 3 degrees as the high there. St. Anthony not enjoying as much of a nice day. Could see some flurries of -3 as the high there tomorrow. For Labrador, some sunshine along the coast for Cartwright and some flurries for Lab West getting up to 1 degree tomorrow and fairly strong winds there as well. So as we get into Thursday night and Friday, this is the picture. Things are looking pretty clear on the island. Some flurry action continuing for Labrador, particularly in the southeastern area, and then pushing down to the northern peninsula. That's overnight Friday. We're getting into Friday morning here. Some cloud cover on the island, but overall looking like a nice day and some flurries there for western Labrador and Happy Valley Goose Bay. So this is the system that's going to be pushing up later on Friday night, but Friday itself is looking quite nice. 3 degrees in St. John's with a mix of sun and cloud there. Grand Falls, Windsor could get up to 7 degrees on Friday with a bit more cloud cover there. 6 degrees in Corner Brook, so looking quite nice as we head into the weekend. Lots of flurries though for Labrador, but decent temperatures there as well. Happy Valley Goose Bay could get as high as 5 degrees there on Friday. So this is how it's going to play out Friday evening. We have the snow and flurries for Labrador in this system, this warm front pushing up and going to start on the south coast, bringing with it some rain and some wind. So that's Friday night, early Saturday morning. So if you're heading out, this is what you're going to encounter. As we get into Saturday morning, that rain is going to continue and then turn to some freezing rain and some snow for the northern peninsula. Corner Brook area should see a bit of a messy mix there. And then we get a little bit of clearing midway through and then another round of rain coming through Saturday evening. And you can see here this snowfall and that messy mix, and Labrador continuing with those flurries in the evening hours. So on Saturday, we could get up to 10 degrees in St. John's. Let's hope that that actually does happen, but showers throughout the day and some wind, so it's going to be a bit messy, but hopefully it will be warm. 7 degrees for Marystown. Grand Falls, Windsor could see 8 degrees on Saturday. Cooling though as we go to the western portion with that mix of freezing rain and rain. Up in Labrador, much cooler temperatures, -8 for Lab City on Saturday, -11 for Nain, so the flurries will continue there on Saturday. So pushing ahead to Sunday morning, we're looking at that snow continuing for the west coast, some cloud cover for the rest of the island and some flurries for the Labrador coast there. Continuing into Monday morning and Monday evening, another round of snowfall coming through. So here's a look at your 5-day forecast. Saturday, the 10 degrees, 5 degrees on Sunday, 3 degrees. So the temperatures are going down steadily, but still looking nice on Monday for the east. For central, looking at 8 degrees on Saturday, -2. You can see how quickly the temperatures dip down on Sunday night from 2 degrees during the day, -15 in the night. So there's definitely a switch over with temperatures there. For the west coast, a bit messier with that freezing rain and snow then on Monday. For Labrador in the east, things clear off nicely on Monday, but temperatures really getting much colder as the week begins. We go from 1 degree tomorrow in western Labrador to -16 on Monday. So yeah, we'll see what happens this weekend. So now we are going to go to Ashley, who's in Happy Valley Goose Bay in the Labrador Winter Games, and she's friends and some French fries.
Yes. because you can't watch a game in an arena without some French fries. So I'm here with my new friends, Jenna and Lindsay. We are just enjoying these French fries, but you're not actually in the games. So what's going on?
Well, I've never been an athlete, but I've always loved to cheer on the athletes from Cartwright, especially. I feel like Cartwright has some of the best athletes that there are, honestly. So I'm down here and living in Goose Bay now, so I get to finally appreciate the games and take in as much as I can while working, of course.
That's right. So Cartwright just got eliminated. So what does that mean? What's your next favorite team? You're clearly going to stay and watch the finals.
Yes.
Do you know who you're going to go for?
I'm mixed. I mean, Makovic, I think, got a really good shot. They have amazing athletes. I would love to see them win. But also, I mean, there's a couple of guys that we grew up with, a girl and a guy. Victoria Gators and Jonathan Davis are playing on Lab City, so I'd love to see them win too. So
And they're playing right now?
They're playing. They're getting ready to play right now. They're just warming up.
Okay, that's exciting. So you're originally from Cartwright, but you're here for the games. Now you're living in Happy Valley Goose Bay. So what is it like supporting your home team?
Amazing. Always. Yep. And even when there's a hockey tournament in Cartwright, I try to do my best to go there and watch. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Oh, we lost her.
Gremlins got in there, but that's okay. Sort of
Yeah.
got the sense there. So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say this, but during the commercial, I'm going to call my accountant and put 5 large on Makovic, because that's the team that's going to take away with it.
But it looks like they're having a lot of fun.
They are,
up
yeah, and a lot of
there.
fries, too.
A lot of fries.
Cruel punishment this time of day.
Absolutely. And Ashley's going to be there for the rest of the week, so I can't wait to see what she does next.
Yeah, perfect. See you back in a second.
Hey, Chrissy. Hey, you ready to go for our big night out? What's going on? I thought we were going out.
It's freezing out.
It's winter. Come on, aren't you ready? We talked about this. I've got dinner reservations, tickets to the show. It's time to go. Come on, let's get the stink of house off you.
All right, bye.
Tune in to the St. John's Morning Show to win restaurant vouchers, tickets, and other things that'll force you to leave the house.
Come on, we're going to be late, Chrissy.
Nice out.
Yes, come on, I got to get the stink of house off you.
Welcome back to Here and Now. We have a cute video to show you.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony, have you ever looked out your window and just saw a big old moose? Just remember?
No, but fortunately so many people do that we actually get to show you this every now and
Yes.
then.
Have a look at what Keith Fields spotted when he looked out his window in Portugal Cove this morning.
Well, oh well. This is outside our window.
Yeah. A little moose having a snack.
Moose having a bite to eat.
And you think that's cute? How about this? Moose can't do that, huh?
Oh, that is pretty cute. That puppy dog there is Oreo.
Like the dog.
Had no idea that a moose was a few feet away outside the glass.
Just, what you going on about?
Yeah.
Look at me. Yes, me.
What?
That is fantastic. Pretty good distance at least. Oh, the moose is onto him now, right? There you go. Oh, wait, they're talking about me. Oh, there he is. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Okay, maybe I'll take my leave. No, I'll just keep eating. They don't get much closer than that.
No, no.
So I want to ask you if it's really going to be upwards, because yesterday said 9 degrees for Saturday. Now we're looking maybe 12.
10.
10?
10 for St. John's for the east, yeah.
Okay.
On Saturday.
So any bee plans?
Well, maybe. I know the bees themselves will probably have their cleansing flight.
Their what?
Yeah, I know.
Their
It's
cleansing flight?
A cleansing flight. So bees, they
Yes.
don't go to the bathroom in their hive throughout the entire winter. So they just hold it until a warm day comes, and then they just fly out and they relieve themselves, and then they fly back in. So it's called the cleansing flight. So
now, kids, if Carolyn ever says she wants to tell you about the birds and the bees, run. Just run. You don't want to hear this side of it. Cleansing flight.
yeah, cleansing flight. So
Okay.
see lots of little speckles on the snow outside the
I
hive.
was thinking of maybe mowing the lawn or something, but you have a whole new life.
Bees.
Anyhow, no doubt we'll have an update pretty soon. We'll probably have that on Monday for us, I hope.
Maybe.
All right, but no cleansing flight video, please.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
all right. Listen, have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Good night, everyone.
Cleansing flight?
Yes.